Hello, hello! Pizza Pax here, and we're back with the fifth and final commander deck from Tarkir Dragonstorm. So today we have Jeskai Striker, cast extra spells, flurry spell effects. So let's see what's in here and talk about what we get. Alright, so lead the way. Cool. So we have a collector booster sample pack. We will open that up in its own video. We have 20 of them in all. So we have the pamphlet. That's the color pie on the back. Quick overview of the deck. Playing it. And an overview of the rules for Commander. And inside we have a portrait of Narset. And then we have our face commander, Chico and Narset, unified. Very nice. Okay. So we have a themed tuck box. Comes with it. Nicer than some of the unthemed ones that we've had, but still just basic paper tuck box. We have our deck. And then what appear to be 3 stun counters and 3 +1/+1 counters. Alright, so let's look at the deck itself. Should be a pull tab. Also, apologies, there is some light construction going on beneath me at the moment. Some awesome friends that are helping out with some insulation so I can record this. Alright. Let's refocus that a little bit. There we go. So Chico and Narset unified. One blue-red white for 4/4 legendary human spirit dragon with flying and vigilance and flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy that spell if it targets a permanent or player, and you may choose new targets for the copy. If you do... Wait. And you may choose new targets for the copy. If you don't copy that spell this way, draw a card. Oh, okay. So you get the option. Whether drawing a card or copying the spell. That's pretty cool. Elsha, Threefold Master. Blue-red-white for a 1/1 legendary Gen Monk. Trample and Prowess. Whenever Elsha deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 white monk creature tokens with Prowess. Okay, so I could see this actually seeing a little bit of play in Vintage. As like our 5th... Well, I guess Monastery Mentor is restricted in Vintage now, so this would be like our extra Monastery Mentor. Not quite as good, though. Because it is on damage instead of creating multiple tokens as you cast spells. Aligned Heart, 2 and a white, enchantment. Flurry, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment, then create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess for each rally counter on it. Oh, okay. Man, I really wish they had printed this into standard. That would be a pretty cool build around. So not quite as good as Monastery Mentor, but still pretty cool. Tempest Technique, 3 and a white, enchantment aura, storm. Okay. When you cast this, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. Copies become tokens. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. I like that. It's like all that glitters, but with storm. Adaptive Training Post. 2 and a blue artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if this artifact has fewer than 3 charge counters on it, put a charge counter on it. Remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. When you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Oh, that's cool. So it's a repeatable copy effect. Transcendent Dragon, 4 blue for a 4/3 dragon with flash and flying. Whenever this creature enters, if you cast it, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Then you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Okay. So it's like a new Draining Welk. Voracious Bibliophile, 3 and a blue for 3/3 dragon with flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell with one or more targets, draw that many cards. Oh, there's the Kirin from Neon Dynasty would go really well with this. So would March of Swirling Mist, actually. That would let you draw several cards. Caldera Pyramaw, 3 red for a 3/3 dragon with flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then this creature deals damage equal to its power to target opponent. I mean, that could be its own win condition for Storm. A lot of interesting stuff that we should check out for Legacy. Transforming Flourish. 2 and a red instant. Demonstrate. When you cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. Destroy target artifact or creature you don't control. If that permanent is destroyed this way, its controller exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then they may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Destroy this way. Huh. No, the don't control really makes it less abusable. For a second I was like, oh, that's like a better polymorph. Will of the Jeskai, 3 and a red sorcery. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both instead. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Okay, so it's almost like a combination of Wheel of Fortune and Past in Flames. Not quite as good as Past in Flames, though, because it doesn't have that flashback mode. Vanquish the Horde, 6 white, sorcery, costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Destroy all creatures. Nice. Cheap Wrath. Narset's Reversal, blue instant. Oh, it's nice to see this get a reprint, especially for Pioneer. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. Dismantling Wave. 2 and a white sorcery. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Cycling. 6 white. When you cycle this card, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. So this is kind of like a reverse of the old Decree series from Odyssey, where the cycling effect is more expensive. Mangara, the Diplomat, 3 and a white for a 2/4 legendary human cleric with lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks with creature, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. Just a nice little draw engine, especially in EDH. Hey, Monastery Mentor, currently standard legal. 2 and a white for a 2/2 human monk with prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. Simple and to the point, and yet very, very strong in specifically vintage, to the point that they restricted it, if I remember correctly. Ancestral Vision. Not quite Ancestral Recall, but pretty darn close. No mana cost. So you can't actually play this without suspending it or or cheating it into, or cheating it in with something like As Foretold. But so spend 4 for a blue. So rather than casting this card from your hand, you can pay a blue and exile it with 4 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last is removed, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. And otherwise, it's literally Ancestral Recall. Target player draws 3 cards. Archmage Emeritus. 2 blue for a 2/2 human wizard with Magecraft. Whenever you cast a spell or whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. As you may see, that's not a May. So it turns all your stuff into cantrips. But it is not a May. Baral's Expertise. 3 blue sorcery. Return up to 3 target artifacts and or creatures to their owner's hand. You may cast a spell with mana value 4 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. That includes being able to cast Ancestral Vision. So, nice little combo there. Curse of the Swine. X blue sorcery. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature token. This is a rare instance of mono blue removal. Honeygen, also in standard at the moment. 1 blue for an X4 gen with flying. This creature's power is equal to the number of instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Good enough that there's an entire standard deck built around it, and I believe a pioneer deck. Some people play it in Phoenix. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Another good one that recently rotated out of standard. 3 blue for a 3/4 legendary human wizard. Spells can't be countered at all. They can't be countered. Yours, your opponent's, anyone's. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. Keep in mind, the flashback cards still do exile, which is just part of the rules text for flashback. Rite of Replication. Oh, I haven't seen this get a reprint in quite a while. 2 blue sorcery, kicker 5. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If this spell was kicked, instead create 5 tokens of that creature. This has some nutty combos that have been around for forever. But this was one of the big menaces in the early days of EDH. Less so now, though. Sublime Epiphany. 4 blue instant. Choose 1 or more. Counter target spell, counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, or target player draws a card. So this is one of the includes for Sneak and Show. Or not Sneak and Show, Mono Blue Show and Tell in Legacy, because it is a way to win over the top with that, and I think it's not Mizzix's Mastery, it's Firemind's Mastery and Cunning Mish. Let's see, Electrodominance. X blue instant. Electrodominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a spell with mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Another way to play Ancestral Visions. And just a good finisher. Manaform Hellkite. 2 red for a 4/4 dragon with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a XX red dragon illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Unfortunately, this does require you to actually spend mana, so there's less cheating on it, but it is pretty cool. Less cheating spells into play with that, but it is still a pretty cool card. Baral and Kari Zev. I believe this is also standard legal at the moment. 1 blue for a 2/4 legendary human with first strike and menace. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, create a First Mate Ragavan, a legendary 2/1 red monkey pirate creature token. It gains haste until end of turn. Yet another way to play Ancestral Visions without having to suspend it. Next up we have Expansion Explosion. This was a really fun card in Standard. It was played heavily in the Temur Reclamation decks. But Expansion is hybrid red-blue, instant, copy target instant or sorcery spell with mana value 4 or less. You may choose new targets for the copy. And Explosion is X, blue, red, instant. It deals X damage to any target, and target player draws X cards. One of the things I had a lot of fun with was forcing my opponent to, or burning out my opponent and forcing them to draw their deck at the same time. Let's see, Magma Opus, another card that was a ton of fun in Standard. 6 blue-red instant. It deals damage divided as you choose among any number of targets, up to 2 target permanents, or tap up to 2 target permanents. Create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token, draw 2 cards. With, oh, it's Hanada. Yeah, this was played alongside Hanada because you could get it to cost blue-red. And then hybrid blue-red, discard this card, create a treasure token. Hanada Control was a ton of fun, or at least I enjoyed it. Prismari Command. 1 blue-red instant, choose 2. Prismari Command deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token and destroy target artifact. Just a good utility card. Time Wipe. 2 white, blue, sorcery. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. This was my preferred way of reusing the Fae card from the Fae of Wishes. That's it. When that was in Standard. Velomachus Lorehold. This was a fun one. It's both great in Standard and had a Pioneer deck built around it. Unfortunately, it's been replaced by Atraxa for the most part. But the Neoform Velomachus deck was a ton of fun. 5 red-white for 5/5 legendary Elder Dragon with flying, vigilance, and haste. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Velomachus Lorehold's power from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So with that deck, the whole idea was to be able to cast a bunch of extra turn spells back to back. Veyran, Voice of Duality. 1 blue-red for a 2/2 legendary Ifrit Wizard with Magecraft. So whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If you casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So I believe that also includes him. So this Magecraft happens twice for him. Yeah. Whirlwind of Thought. This was a card that I tried very, very hard to break and kind of struggled with it. But 1 blue-red-white enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Seems like one of those cards that should just be easy to break, but on its own it doesn't really do anything. Atakar Waste, currently legal in Standard. Taps for colorless and then taps for blue or white and deals 1 damage to you. Battlefield Forge. It's another one of the Pain lands, also Standard legal. Taps for a colorless and then taps for red or white and deals 1 damage to you. Cascade Bluffs, one of the filter lands. Taps for a colorless and then filters a blue or red into any combination of 2 blue or red. So blue, red, or red. Clifftop Retreat, one of the old fast lands, or not fast lands, one of the buddy lands. Enters tapped unless you control a mountain or plains, and then red or white. Exotic Orchard, taps for your opponent's for lands sorry. Exotic Orchard taps for 1 mana of any color that a land your opponent's control could produce. Ferris Lake, one of the new cycle of filter lands, emulating the Odyssey lands, but filters 1 mana of any color into blue and red. Glacial Fortress, enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island, taps for a white or a blue. Irrigated Farmland, it's a plains island that enters tapped and cycles for 2. Very Stream is also a Plains Island and enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Rugged Prairie, it is the white-red filter land, so it taps for a colorless and then filters a red or a white into any combination of 2 red or white. Shivan Reef, the blue-red pain land, taps for colorless and then taps for blue or red and deals 1 damage to you. Sky Cloud Expanse, one of the original Odyssey filter lands, but filters 1 mana of any color into white-blue. Sulphur Falls, enters tapped unless you control an island or mountain, taps for blue or red. Temple of Enlightenment is the blue-white temple. It enters tapped, and when it enters, you scry 1, taps for white or blue. Temple of Epiphany, same but for blue-red, and Temple of Triumph, same but for red-white. Then we have Young Peasy, aka Young Pyromancer. I think this is new art for that. 1 and a red for a 2/1 human shaman. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token. Goblin Electromancer, one of the better cost reducers that have been printed. Blue-red for a 2/2 Goblin Wizard. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Arcane Signet, 2 mana artifact, taps for your commander's color identity. Soul Ring, we all know what Soul Ring does by now, but 1 mana artifact that taps for 2. Command Tower, land that taps for your commander's color identity. Ooh, Ghostly Prison, it's a good reprint. 2 and a white enchantment, creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. So a good way to just pillow fort. Swords to Plowshares, best piece of removal ever printed. Well, targeted removal. For a white, it's an instant. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Compulsive Research. 2 and a blue sorcery. Target player draws 3 cards, then that player discards 2 cards unless they discard a land card. This was a fun one, originally printed in Ravnica. Ooh, Consider with the new templating. So for a blue, it's an instant. Surveil 1, draw a card. So look at the top card of your library, put it under the you can put it into the graveyard if you want, or back on top. Deep Analysis, another great reprint. 3 and a blue sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards, and then flashback. 1 and a blue, pay 3 life. Frantic Search. All-Star and Pre-Modern. 2 and a blue, instant. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, untap up to 3 lands. One of my favorite cards in Pre-Modern. Opt. For blue, it's an instant. You scry 1 and then draw a card. Ponder. Oh man, this has all the good 1 mana cantrips. Let's see if it hopefully it has Preordain and Serum Visions. But for blue, it's a sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. You may shuffle. Draw a card. Oh, I almost forgot Brainstorm. How could I forget Brainstorm? Cognify. Turn it into a monkey. Instant. Destroy target creature. For a blue, it's an instant. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Its controller creates a 3/3 green ape creature token. One of the rare instances of targeted removal in blue. Preordain. Very nice. For blue, it's a sorcery. Scry 2, then draw a card. Think Twice. Standard legal right now. 1 in a blue, instant. Draw a card, and then flashback. 2 in a blue. Braid. 1 in a red, instant, choose 1. It deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Still one of the great red pieces of removal. Big Score. 3 in a red, instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, then create 2 treasure tokens. Probably the best version of this effect. Curse of Opulence. For red, it's an enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, create a gold token. Each opponent attacking that player does the same. A gold token is an artifact with sacrifice this token, add 1 mana of any color. So just strictly better than a treasure token, because you can tap it and still get mana off of it. Faithless Looting. Another great 1 mana cantrip. For red, it's a sorcery. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Flashback, 2 in a red. So good, it was banned in Modern. I think they recently unbanned it. Gutter Snipe, 2 in a red for a 2/2 Goblin Shaman. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Just nice, clean finisher. Also, I believe Pauper legal. Mana Geyser. Hey, this one hasn't seen a reprint in a while. 3 red sorcery. Add red for each tapped land your opponents control. That can add a boatload of mana in the late game, especially in Commander. Shiny Impetus. 2 and a red. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. It attacks each combat at Fable and attacks a player other than you if able. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, you create a treasure token. Stormkiln Artist. 3 and a red for a 2/2 Dwarf Shaman. This creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. And then Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure token. So, almost acts like another Gutter Snipe in a way. And can help fuel... Well, if you have a lot of cantrips, like this deck does, this can actually just fuel churning through your deck very quickly. Evolving Wilds. It's a land. Tap and sacrifice it. Search the library for a basic. Put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Mystic Monastery. It is the Jeskai Wedge land. Enters tapped, and then taps for blue, red, or white. Expressive Iteration. Hey. So good it was banned in Legacy. I think it's restricted in Vintage, too. I think the only places you can play this right now are Pioneer and... No, it was banned in Pioneer, wasn't it? I think you can only play this in Modern right now. In Commander. But blue-red, sorcery, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, 1 of them on the bottom of your library, and exile 1 of them. You may play the exiled card this turn. So just mountains of card advantage. Third Path Iconoclast, currently standard legal. Blue-red for a 2/1 human monk. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Can end the game all on its own. Azorius Signet, 2-mana artifact that filters 1 mana of any color into blue-white. Boros Signet, same but for red-white. Felwar Stone, taps for your commander's color identity. Sorry, this does not tap for your commander's color identity. That is Arcane Signet. 2-mana artifact that taps for 1 mana of any color a land an opponent controls could produce. Now we have Izzet Signet, 2-mana artifact that filters 1 mana of any color into blue-red. So it's the last of the signets for our 3 colors. Then we have Talisman of Progress, 2-mana artifact, taps for colorless, and then taps for blue or white, and deals 1 damage to you. So it's basically Adakar Waste as an artifact. Ash Barrens, Pauper All-Star, taps for a colorless and has basic land cycling 1. So you can pay 1 and discard it to search the library for a basic, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Path of Ancestry, enters taps for your commander's color identity, and when that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Perilous Landscape, the new MH3 cycle land. So taps for a colorless, tap and sacrifice it, search your library for a basic island, mountain, or plains, and then put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Or you can cycle it for blue, red, white. Reliquary Tower, classic commander card. You have no maximum hand size and taps for colorless. We've got our basics, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mountains. We've got some really cool tokens in this. So we've got the Dragon Illusion for the Mana Gorger Hellkite, I think it is. It's an XX Dragon Illusion with flying and haste. On the back, it is the Monk token with prowess. So 1/1 Monk with prowess. 1/1 Elemental. The gold token on the back. You don't see gold tokens very often anymore. We've got a 1/1 soldier token. It's a artifact creature soldier. Copy on the back. Another 1/1 prowess monk. So another monastery mentor monk. And then a 4/4 elemental for magma opus on the back. First mate Ragavan. Interesting that it doesn't have haste on the token. But it's the monkey. We have a treasure on the back, another Dragon Illusion with a monk with prowess on the back, 1/1 elemental, gold token, soldier, copy, a monk with an elemental, and a monk with treasure. Very nice. Then there's the turn order reminder card and the popular formats card. So all around, pretty cool deck. I will say I like that it has a lot of legacy and legacy, pauper, pioneer, and modern staples in it, oddly enough. Like, I'm genuinely glad I bought 4 of these. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it. But thank you for joining me on this adventure. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. I really appreciate it. It really helps us out. Yeah, until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.